Hi everyone, welcome to your first saxophone lesson. So, one of the biggest things when we're playing saxophone is getting the reed on the mouthpiece. So, your reed looks like this. It needs to be a little bit wet, so you can just pop it in your mouth for a little while and wet it. Then your mouthpiece and your ligature go together. So, I slip my ligature over my mouthpiece, and the screws should be on the right-hand side. For my ligature, that means the screws are facing me. For yours, it might be the other way. Then I slide the ligature up and put the flat side of the reed, it probably has the name on it, against the mouthpiece. Like this. And I just want a little bit of the mouthpiece showing behind the reed. Now that your reed is on your mouthpiece, you can start making noise. It's not a pretty noise, but it is a noise. When I'm playing the saxophone, my top teeth go on top of my mouthpiece. Not a bite, just resting them there. And my bottom lip covers my bottom teeth. Like this. And that's the sort of noise you should get out of your mouthpiece. Now, when I want to start a note on my saxophone, I take the tip of my tongue to the top of my reed. So I start my note kind of like two, two. And my tongue is hitting the top of the reed. Now, putting my saxophone together, I've got just a couple pieces. Your saxophone might have a neck strap that goes around your neck to hold the saxophone. And then your saxophone has two big parts. We've got the body and the neck. Now, the neck goes in this hole right here. You want to take this part of the neck and just wiggle it in, just like that. Make sure you're not crushing this bit right here because we need it much later. And you can tighten this little screw so the neck doesn't move. And then your mouthpiece wiggles onto this cork here. I wouldn't usually put my ligature and reed on because then I could easily crush my ligature and I don't want to do that. But you just wiggle it on. And then if you haven't put on your reed and ligature yet, you would do that. And then you're ready to make a noise on your saxophone with no buttons pushed. My thumb is in this hook right here. And my other thumb rests on this little circle. It might be black for you, might be white. And then I'm making my first note on the saxophone. When you put your instrument away, make sure that you take off the reed and the ligature from the mouthpiece. Because when you leave a wet reed on your mouthpiece, in your case, it's the perfect area for it to grow mold, and we don't want to do that. Your reed goes back into its case. This holey side is the thick part of the reed, and you just set it gently in there and slide it up, so that way it doesn't crack. Then the ligature can come off, mouthpiece can wiggle off, neck can be loosened and wiggle off and go back in your case. If your case is having trouble closing, make sure everything is in it right and it is not stuck because we don't want to shove things down in our case if maybe our saxophone is sticking out wrong and then we'd bend a bunch of our keys. Great job today.